Thank you. Outgoing, talkative, life of the party. What comes to mind? Introvert or extrovert? I'm sure everyone said extrovert. Sorry, I'm going wrong way. Okay. Insecure, uncomfortable in groups. Introvert or extrovert? I'm sure everyone realizes that both introverts and extroverts experience some discomfort or insecurity in groups. Confident, at ease in groups, feels drained after spending time with people, enjoys time alone. Introvert or extrovert? Introvert. And the key here was enjoys spending time alone. Most likely to be fearful. Well, I would like to focus on fear this morning. As I was preparing for this topic, someone said to me, fear is false evidence appearing real. And while that may be true, fear is the threat of harm. It can be perceived as described above or real. Does the thought of snakes cause anyone to feel fear? How about clowns? Have you ever seen a child clinging to a parent at the sight of a clown or in tears? So scientists have shown that most people are scared of something and that we can all learn to be afraid of anything. Really, and then there's the fear of heights and public speaking. Public speaking is the number one fear in the world. It surpasses the fear of death. There are too many fears to discuss this morning, so I would like to look at the impact of fear. When I was growing up, I must have been about 10, 12 years old. Fear inhibited my learning. At that age, I was in grade 5, and my teacher would randomly select students to read out loud. I would sit in my chair with my head down, hoping that I wasn't called upon, and always reading ahead. It's a wonder that I learned anything in that class. Fear can also inhibit performance. A few years ago, I applied for a position that I really wanted. I knew the job inside out. And I was probably best prepared for that position. I walked into the room confidently, sat down, but within minutes became unraveled. And I saw myself, it was like I experienced a near-death experience. I saw my body in the chair, and here I was floating somewhere above as I sat dumbfounded, unable to respond to any questions. Fear can also inhibit creativity. Every 14 years in Maryland, we are exposed to the ascent of cicadas from the ground, and they wreak havoc on our plants and our lifestyle. One morning, I was driving to work and a cicada flew into my car. I slammed on the brakes, jumped out the car, and stood in the median of the road. Fortunately, a policeman came to my rescue. But I'd lost the fear. Fear had caused me to lose all thinking, all reasoning, all creative thoughts. I couldn't think. As I have been trying to overcome my fear, I came across an article in Forbes magazine that talks about the 14 ways to conquer fear. This morning, I won't go through all 14 ways. What I'd like to do is share with you 3 methods that I use to conquer fear. Number 3, visualize success. Have fun. Make a mistake. It's not the end of the world. Number 2, train, practice. My son, an outstanding soccer player, if I do say so myself, sets time aside each day to practice. I need to do the same. Number 1. Number 3, visualize success. Number 2, practice. Number 1, acknowledge your fear. What I do and how I try to acknowledge my fear is that I express what I'm feeling. So as I began this morning, I said, my stomach's in knots, my mouth is dry, but I'm going to do this anyway. Fellow introverts and extroverts, I encourage you to grab your fear by the horn and just do it. Thank you.